Hi everyone, and welcome back to First the Coffee Crochet. In this tutorial we're going to go over how to make a double crochet scarf. This is a really easy scarf to make. So the main thing with the scarf is going to be the difference in how we start the rows of double crochet. The pattern is written in US terms and the finished size is 76 inches long by 6.5 inches wide. If you want to change the size of the scarf, or if you change the type of yarn that you use, the foundation chain can be any number and the repeat row can be done any number of times. Using a DK weight yarn in this, the gauge is 16 stitches by 10 rows of double crochets for a 4-inch swatch. And turning chains are not used in this. So with the scarf, we're doing a nice straight edge going up. As you can see in this picture, it doesn't have much of the bunching or a big gap like you would have when you use turning chains. And that's because in this, when we start a row, instead of doing a chain at the beginning of the row, we are just going to turn our work and we're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to do another single crochet into that single crochet we just made. And we will go over all of this in this tutorial. So the materials to make this scarf is 525 yards of a DK or number 3 lightweight yarn. I did use Lion Brand's mandala yarn. You'll also need a 4.5mm crochet hook, a yarn needle to weave in your ends, and a pair of scissors. And as always, there is a written pattern available for this on my website, and I'll leave a link for that down in the description below. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to start out, we're going to want to create our slip knot. And for our foundation chain, we're going to make a chain of 27. And it's a good idea when making this to make your chains a little loose, so that way you don't end up with your first row being a little shorter than all the others. And if you want to change the size of this, you can just make the foundation chain any size that you want. You don't have to have a specific multiple or anything. So now that we have the foundation chain, we're going to be starting in the second chain from the hook. So this is the first and that's the second. We're just going to be doing a single crochet. So you just insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. We're just going to do that in each chain all the way down our foundation chain. So row 1 is just going to be single crochet all the way across. Okay, now that we've finished row 1, for the rest of this scarf, except for the very last row, is just going to be double crochet stitches. So from here on out, this is going to be a repeat row until the very end. So now the trick to this one is with the edging to get that nice straight edge without a turning chain. So you're just going to turn your work at the beginning of each row, and we're not going to do a turning chain. And in that first stitch, you're going to immediately do 1 single crochet stitch. Okay, so now that we have this single crochet here, we're still not going to do a chain. What we're going to do is we're going to do another single crochet into this single crochet. So normally a stitch will lay this way, and when you're coming back around, you go underneath these 2 strands for the stitch. But instead, we're just going to go right back into this with our hook. So where you have the single crochet, we're going to go between these 2 posts here. So you got the upper part of the stitch here, and then you have that little post there. So we're just going to take our hook, go in and up under the stitch again. As you can see, we have 2 strands that make up the stitch. Just yarn over again, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook like you do a single crochet. This gives you a nice stitch. Doesn't bulge out or anything like a turning chain would. It doesn't have an extremely large gap like some turning chains do. So now for the rest of the row, we're just going to do double crochets all the way across. So to do that, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the remaining 2. We're just going to do this all the way across. Okay, so after you've completed that row, again, you're just going to repeat the same thing. So just turn your work, in that first stitch do a single crochet, and then just do a single crochet into that single crochet. And then just do double crochets all the way across. And you're going to repeat this up through row 184. And you don't have to count all those if you don't want to. I used one skein of the mandala yarn, and that gave me quite a long scarf without even using the entire skein. I still had like one color left. Alright, so when you get done with this, what we're going to do for row 185 is single crochet again. It'll just be a repeat basically of what we did for row 1, and we will go over that here in a second. So if you just want to come back when you're done with your scarf and get that last row done and follow along, you can. Or if you know how to do a single crochet, go ahead and do that last row, and then you can fasten off and weave in your ends. Okay, so when you're done with row 184, or however long you wanted to go with this, for row 185, your last row of the scarf, we're just going to do a single crochet. So just pretend that this is a very long scarf. So we're just going to go ahead and turn our work. And just like before, we're not going to do a turning chain with this, since we have done that throughout the whole thing, just to keep it nice and uniform. And we're just going to start with a single crochet in that first stitch, and we're just going to do a single crochet in each stitch all the way across. And once you're done with that, you can go ahead and fasten off and weave in your ends and enjoy your new scarf. Thanks for watching.